Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to the Apart Ball this evening. My name is Neil Fitzpatrick and I just wanted to record this message for you this evening to, first of all, say thank you obviously, and to give those people who don't really know anything about the Apart project a little bit of background on it, how it came about, what our goals are and what we hope to achieve from the project. The Apart project came about 7 years ago when a friend of mine's sister was diagnosed with bowel cancer. She was 40 years of age, I think, when she was diagnosed. And every single day, my friend Nick, her brother, would come in and we'd talk about the desperation and the sadness of the whole thing and how it was, really was a kind of a roller coaster ride for Emma, where she was fighting. One minute she was great, the next minute she wasn't. And it just broke my heart. And sadly, 2 years after the fight began, Emma lost her battle and she died aged 42. And that really affected me profoundly, and it still does today, to be honest. And so, in a nutshell, that sort of inspired me, or Emma's journey and Emma's battle, it inspired me to put music and lyrics together, which eventually became the song Apart. I didn't really do anything with it for a few years, and unfortunately on New Year's Eve 2009, we got the news that my mother-in-law was battling breast cancer. Penny was a wonderful woman. She was strong, courageous, funny, and there was no way she was going to let cancer take her, without a real fight. And my God, did she give a fight. Sadly, in September 2012, Penny lost her battle as well. She was just 59 years of age. And then, as if things couldn't get any worse, not 2 weeks after Penny's passing, I got a phone call off my dad saying that he'd been to see a specialist about some breathing problems that he'd had. And I could tell that he was holding something back. I could tell that there was a weight on his shoulders. And anyway, it transpired that Dad had lung cancer and it was terminal. So that was another battle that he had to fight, and we all had to go through again. And for about a year and a half, he fought and fought and fought until inevitably, 2 days after Christmas in 2013, Dad passed away. And that was, of course, the worst possible day of my life. And it was at that point I thought, you know what, I really have to do something about this now. I really have to use whatever I can, use any creativity or whatever's left in me to do something, to make some positive out of this terrible tragedy. So at that point I decided that I'd take the song Apart and record it, produce it and release it with the aim of donating 100% of the funds to Cancer Research UK. And that's exactly what we did. I managed to persuade almost 100 people to come together, publicise, market the whole thing. And it was a real positive experience for me. It really kind of helped with my grief. And not only that, but to date, I'm really pleased to announce that we've raised almost £14,000 for Cancer Research, which is, it's an amazing thing. And I know my dad and Penny and Emma would be looking down thinking, well, some good came of this. And we found this amazing recording facility in Castleford, Pontefract. There's this really brilliant guy there called Simon Humphrey, who was the producer on Culture Club's Karma Chameleon record. He worked at CBS in London for 20 odd years. He was a real old school engineer, and he just gave the song the sound that it needed, the massive sort of epic ballad that it needed. And it was so exciting working on that. The first point of call for me was finding somebody who could really nail the vocal. And amazingly, I just couldn't believe my luck with this. I typed into YouTube, amazing female vocalist, and who should come at the top? Michelle Lawson, who's singing with us tonight. She's phenomenal. She came to the studio. Me being the perfectionist that I am, I got her to record the song at least 20 times and ended up using the first take because she nailed it. She was in tears in the studio when she was recording it, and we felt it, and it was just electric. So the vocal was in the bag, and then I thought, do you know what? We need a gospel choir. I thought, I need to find a gospel choir that's near the recording studio in Pontefract of all places. So Googled again, and I found Wakefield Community Gospel Choir, called them up, straight away they agreed that they would do it. They were in the studio. Again, they nailed it. We had this huge chorus at the end. It was just fantastic. It was the same with the bass player, the drummer, the string section. Helium Strings came from Leeds and they laid down their tracks. It was just a really great experience. So eventually we got the song in the bag and I thought, you know what, we really need a video to go with it. So my friends and colleagues, Phil and Simon, got together. We all got together and we recorded a film to go with it, which is really the reason for this message tonight. I wanted to sort of introduce the video for the benefit of those of you who don't know anything about Apart, and to sum it up really. So before I play the video, again, let me just say a massive thank you to you all for coming tonight and supporting us. Thank you to everyone who's been involved with the Apart project from the start. It's so heartwarming to know that people like you are out there who are willing to do things for nothing, for the greater good of everyone. I'm really touched. Thank you so much. This is the video. Thank you.
I think of you and of your grace. I think of all the disappointments that you faced, and in your days of dark despair, you fought with all your strength in earnest prayer, and knowing in your heart peace would find you and take away the pain and set you free. I count the days, they never end. I count the hours until I see your face again. And when I sleep, I dream of you, always in my heart, never far apart. You touched my soul, I was in need. You took my hand and gave me courage to believe. You closed your eyes, I felt the pain, praying I would see you smile again. Falling to my knees, I surrender. The silence of your soul is all I feel. I count the days, they never end. I count the hours until I see your face again. And when I sleep, I dream of you, always in my heart, never far apart. I will be strong, always remember where you belong, always in my heart, never far apart. I count the days, they never end. I count the hours until I see your face again. And when I sleep, I dream of you, always in my heart, never far apart.
So that's the backstory of Apart really. And I just wanted to tell that story on video rather than sort of having to tell it in person, even though of course I'm here. And to just say, you know, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for helping us to raise money for cancer research. That, in my mind, is the only way that we're ever going to find a cure for this terrible illness, is to research it and you know, find a possible cure. And I just want to thank you so much. And if you can help us out tonight, if you can donate some money or buy a CD or help us out in some way, that would be wonderful. And have a great evening. Thank you so much. Shwmai, croeso i'r... what's ball in Welsh? Oh Christ, I can't think of it. Scrotum. Whose coat is that jacket? Whose boots are those shoes?